Alright guys, welcome back to another video here. Today I'm just going to be talking about the topic of if you really need tippet material. This was like a big thing for me when I first got into fly fishing. I just never really fully understood like why you needed tippet material and you couldn't just use fishing line. So if you want to see more like tips and videos like this in the future, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and smash the like button on the video, and we'll continue to do videos like this. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So when I'm nymphing or using streamers, I use Berkley Vanish fluorocarbon line as my tippet material. When I first started fly fishing, I was using actual tippet material. I was just using the regular monofilament tippet material just because it was cheaper, but you all know that fluorocarbon is less visible when in the water, so I wanted to end up using fluorocarbon eventually, but I was in college, so I just couldn't afford it because it's like 15 bucks for like 30 yards and you run out of that pretty quickly. So I started experimenting with just using regular fluorocarbon fishing line that I was using when I was spin fishing before I started fly fishing. I soon came to realize that there was no difference basically. The only difference is that tippet at the same weight rating as like regular fluorocarbon fishing line is a thinner diameter. A lot of people say that, you know, that helps. I mean, it might, but again, I went from using tippet material to fishing line and I've noticed zero difference. I've been using fluorocarbon fishing line for at least 3 years now, and I actually prefer it over the tippet material for a few reasons. One, you can buy like 360 yards or 120 yard things of fluorocarbon fishing line for just around 10 bucks. I have the Berkley fishing line fluorocarbon linked in the description there, so you guys can go buy it if you want to try this out. I recommend to buy the 240 yards. It's like 10 bucks for 240 yards. So for 10 bucks, you're getting 240 yards versus the 30 yards at like 15 bucks for tippet material. And again, I've noticed zero difference. That's what I've been using for, you know, the past 3 years. All of my videos of me nymphing or using streamers is me using the fluorocarbon fishing line. So when I'm nymphing, I'm using 6 pound or 4 pound. Most of the time I'm using 6 pounds. Sometimes if it's like super clear and low, I'll use 4 pound. And that's only if I think that I'm gonna be catching smaller fish. If there's a chance of me catching something larger, then I'm gonna be using the 6 pound. I've never really used 8 pound for nymphing. I find that the 6 pound is pretty good for any size fish that you're gonna catch, especially for trout. When I'm throwing streamers, I do use 14 pound fluorocarbon. I started out using 8 pound fluorocarbon, but I noticed that I was getting too many break-offs just because when, you know, the fish hit it, and usually the fish are a little bit bigger, so they have like some trout have the sharper teeth. They were either cutting it off or just snapping it because it was just, they hit it so hard when you're streamer fishing or when you know strip set or set the hook, that it was just snapping off. The only time that I actually do use like special tippet material is if I'm fishing dry flies. I do carry 2 tippet spools of regular monofilament line for when I'm using dry flies. The only reason that I recommend going with monofilament, you could try monofilament fishing line. I haven't tried that, but the only reason that I say go with monofilament for dry flies is because monofilament is gonna float better, and with fluorocarbon, the sink rate is higher, so it just helps with getting the nymphs down better. A lot of people swear by like trout hunter tippet, and if you're already using that or you want to try it out, go ahead. I mean, this isn't me saying that tippet is bad. I'm just saying if you want to save some money and you get a ton more, so like I'll buy a 120 yard roll of like the fluorocarbon and that lasts me a year or more. When I buy the fluorocarbon Berkley, I just get the line and then just spool on the tippet spool from old tippet spools that I've had. And that seems to work out great, and you know, you can get like a full tippet spool compared to the 30 yards that you get with regular tippet when you buy it. And again, like I said, it lasts you like a full year. If you guys have any questions about how I spool this up on my tippet spools, or any questions about the durability, anything like that, leave a comment below and I'll try to answer any questions that you guys have regarding using fluorocarbon fishing line versus tippet. But that's gonna be it for this one. If you guys have any other things that you would want me to talk about, or any tips and, you know, tricks, or anything that you want to get my opinion on in fly fishing, leave a comment below as well, and I will, you know, try to, you know, make a video for you guys explaining my opinion on whatever it is that you want me to talk about. That's gonna be it for this one. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button to see more videos like this in the future. Leave a like and leave a comment as well. Helps keep my morale up, you know, shows me that you guys like these videos, and we'll continue to do like tips and tricks like this. And until next time, peace.